Okay, so while the coals are getting going, we've got 2 racks of beef ribs here. There's not really a lot to do to them. This one's pretty trim. You just don't want any like this hard stuff. You see that there? You don't want any hard stuff up there, so you just want to trim that off. Make sure you're not losing any meat, but that's pretty tough right there. And these, you can see, I mean, they're not frozen, so. And the reason you don't want the hard stuff up there is you want the stuff left that'll actually render down and taste good. You don't want something that's lumped up there. So you want these things tender at the end. This is just anything that's gonna burn up anyway. So. Okay. And should be good enough after we get this last little bit off of here. I just wanted to show you a quick trim on it and get all that down some, because this meat's gonna shrink up. Those bones are gonna be exposed. That should be good enough on this one. Yeah, see, now it's just falling apart of it. You do want the soft up there because that fat will render down in there and that'll taste good. And this stuff's really hard. Similar to on a brisket, that's some of that hard fat you want to get off of there. But this one should be good. Then we'll roll it over. It does have a skin on it. Some people take them off. I don't really. We're going to experiment with not. We're just going to score it so that some smoke and heat gets in there and it does come loose. Make it easier for you to deal with, because we don't really want to be eating that. But you'll see that should take care of itself during the cook. So I'm gonna do this one real quick, and then we'll come right back with the rub, and we'll be ready to go. Okay, we got the beef ribs trimmed up. They're about where you want them. They're starting to come up toward room temperature. I wish they'd have been a little more flat on top, a little more symmetrical, but you know, you get what you get from the grocery store. But we got some good size bones in there, got some good meat left on there. I don't think these are going to take very long. I looked at a few videos and some people are saying up to 9 hours. We're going to cook around 275. So it should take maybe 6 at the most, something like that, 6 to 7. Anyway, but they look pretty good overall. Got them at a local grocery store. My butcher didn't have them this time. So first thing we're going to do, just to kind of get the rub to stick, I always tend to start on the bottom. And the nice thing is too, I forgot to score this one, these bones down here help protect it from the heat, so that allows you to cook a little hotter. There we go. And what we're going to use is North Carolina's own Texas Pete. They give a little extra tang, but it also helps as a binder. It keeps the rub on there. And then I'm just basically using the same rub I use for my Boston Buzz, which is about a 50-50 salt and pepper with some garlic powder and a little paprika for color. I want to make sure you do just all sides of it. Might also be a good idea to get you a cutting board that doesn't want to swing around on you. This one likes to go around on me a lot, apparently. We'll use a more stable one from where we're actually cutting it later. And we'll do the top. Give it a really good mix, make sure it's all mixed up together. There, that one's good to go. I'll get the other one done, and then we'll go out and get everything on the coals. All right, guys, so while the beef ribs are coming up to temp, the chimney is done. You can see we got the lump charcoal in the smoker there, and I'm going to go ahead and add the Kingsford to it. Like I said, do with what you got. It's not going to hurt it. There's going to be folks that'll tell you one method is better than the other, and I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of validity here and there, but I've not had any problems with doing it this way. I kind of packed this thing pretty good today, though, just because I don't know how long it's going to take. As I told you, I'm learning and kind of fumbling through it, but so far things have worked pretty good for me. Haven't had anything taste bad yet. I'm going to throw a couple chunks of post oak in here. And then also a big chunk of hickory. Get that down in there. All right, we're gonna let that go for a second, kind of catch on and start to sink a little bit, because we want to be able to make sure we fit everything up here. There we go. All right, and in a few minutes we'll add the rest of the smoker up together, and then once it comes up to temp, we're looking for about 275, 280 on this. Hoping for a 6-hour cook. We don't want to go all day with this. We're just, again, trying this out for the first time. So anyway, as that gets going, we got some good smoke rolling. We'll put the rest of the smoker together. All right, guys, as you can see, we got good smoke rolling. We're showing about 280 on the dome temp and 280 on the eye grill. So they're married up pretty good today. So we're gonna go ahead and take this top off. Our beef ribs have rested and come up to temperature. The rub looks really good on them. And we're just gonna put them right here. And normally, I would spray these about every hour. But today I'm gonna wait and go about every 2. Go ahead and let them get some smoking heat on them. So about 2 hours, we'll see these again, and we'll give them a quick spray. Try to get this out of the way here. Okay. All right. All right, we'll see those in 2 hours. All right, guys, we're about 2 hours in. We're gonna take a look at what we got and give it a quick spritz. For today, usually I use apple cider vinegar. Today, beef, I'm using Worcestershire sauce. So let's see what we got. All right, those are looking good. You can see a crust starting to form. It's not going to be set yet. It's obviously still moist. You can see where the fat's kind of rendered out there, and it's drawing back on the bones. It's looking about like I want it to, and get these good and wet, because we don't want them to burn. Just give them that good spray, and put them on another 2 hours. See where we're at when we come back. Looking pretty good. Okay, so we're 4 hours in. Let's what we'll do is we'll take a look at them, give them a quick spritz, and then also check their tenderness. Looking pretty good. Meat's shrinking up well. So let's see. Still a little tight. We'll check it again at 5 hours. We won't go full 2 on this one, but it's a little more tender here, but you know, it's not as thick, but still a little tight. everywhere else. This one, yeah, it's still a little tight. So that's about where it's supposed to be. It's what we're expecting. Looks like some good smoke getting in there. There you can see that red in there, and fat's rendering down pretty good. So let's check their temp while we're at it. It's looking at about 184, 185 there. The same. A little higher on this one. So yeah, all roughly the same. So we'll give it a quick spritz with the Worcestershire sauce. Got it kind of on a fine mist because you don't want to obviously drown it in there, but you can see it really pulling away from the bone really well here though. So very pleased so far. We'll check them back in an hour and see about where they are. And then should be, I think they're going to take about the 6 hours, and then we'll wrap them and set them for 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and they should be good to go. Okay, we're in hour 5 now, so we're just going to check it. Mainly here, we're just checking it for the tenderness, see where it's at, see how much longer I think we need to go on this. Let's see, it looks good. You can see where, again, the meat's really drawn back from those bones. It's really shrunk up a lot in the last hour. That's good, and we are really close. That's tender. You want, basically what I've heard, you know, in other videos, want it to kind of feel like butter, and we are just about there. I don't think this will need a full another hour. This one maybe it's a little tougher, but I think we're getting pretty close. Especially, yeah, needs a little longer on that one. This one, we're just about there, so that one feels good. Let's see what our temp is on it. So we're getting close to 200 on this one, 194. Let's check this side. See that bark is getting good and stiff. 194 here. Oh, we dropped. No, 195. Okay. Then 193 there. So getting about where I want it. I'll say probably we'll check it again in 30 minutes just to make sure that we don't go over, because we want to make sure we're keeping everything near that temp, but mainly we're going to be focused on our tenderness. So, all right, we'll be back in 30 minutes. Okay, we ended up going about the whole 6 hours. I checked it about 25-30 minutes ago, and it was close but wasn't quite there. But now, see, it just pushes right through. A little bit of resistance, but very little. So these are really tender. Let's see what the temp is on them. Right at that 203, but this is something, again, you're looking for around that temperature, but you're not necessarily cooking to temperature. You're cooking till it's done. So I think they look pretty good. So now I'm going to wrap them in foil and then let them rest for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll cut them up and see how they are. All right, as you can see, we already got one of them cut up. Let's cut through this second one. See how this turned out. Looks pretty good. Nice smoke ring in there. See how the meat's nice and tender. Came right off. Also, tastes really good. This turned out really good. Took about 6 hours. Worth it. Kind of a brisket taste to it. Bark turned out really well. A lot of meat there. I would prefer next time, though, to get one that's a little thicker. And then also, I'd probably run it a little lower and slower. I was kind of in a time crunch today, so I ran it 275 to 285. I'd probably back it down into 220s to 230s and just go a full long day of it. But again, really good. Nice smoke ring. Everything worked out okay, so hope you like it.